the mistake that turns quiet tenants into moving. When you buy a building here in Contra Costa that already has a tenant in it, you don't just get the keys. You get their leases, their deposits, their habits, and their opinion of landlords, all formed before you even showed up. So the first 30 days decide whether those tenants become steady income, or your first crisis. I'm Roger with Remax Accord in Danville, a licensed real estate agent here in Central Contra Costa, trained through Michael Blanc's syndication program in underwriting and property management around the building. Here's my promise. In the next few minutes, you'll have the 4 proven ways that moves your first month's owning an occupied building, and you'll know the one thing not to do, the mistake that turns quiet tenants into moving trucks. The plan, the intro letter verifying what transferred, honoring the leases, and holding the rent. Comment tenants, and I'll DM you the 30-day checklist right now. Move 1. Send the intro letter in week 1. Your tenants found out the building sold. What they're wondering is simple. Is this new person going to raise my rent, kick me out, or ignore the broken heater like the last one did? Silence lets fear write that story for you. You don't want that. So you write the first one page. Who you are, where to send rent now, how to reach you for repairs, and the one line that lowers everybody's shoulders: your current lease stays in place and nothing changes today. In California, you're also required to give tenants written notice of where their security deposit is held when ownership change, so fold that in. The letter costs you 20 minutes. It buys you months of goodwill, and here's the action. Send it within 7 days of closing, every unit, every time. When you buy an occupied building, 3 things transfer with it, and you need to verify all 3 in the first 2 weeks. First, the leases. You should have collected every lease during escrow. Now read them again as the owner. Rent amount, deposit amount, who pays which utilities, pets, parking, whatever those papers say, that's your deal now. You bought it. Second, the deposits. Security deposits belong to the tenants, and they should have moved from the seller to you at closing, usually as a credit. Match every deposit on the closing statement to every lease. If a lease says $2,400 and the closing credit says $1,800, chase that today, because when the tenant moves out, you will owe the full deposit back, no matter what the old owner handed to you. Third, the payment history. Get the rent ledger from the seller. Who pays on the 1st? Who pays on the 10th? Who's behind? Who can't manage what you can't see? You can't manage. So comment tenants, and I'll DM you the checklist with all 3 verifications on it. Move 2 is that verification, and here's the action stated plainly. Leases read, deposits match, ledger in hand, and inside 2 weeks, that's where you want to be. Boring is what safe looks like, even though this might be boring. And a quick note, the 30-day takeover checklist with the intro letter template is free and pinned in the comments. Grab it and stick around, because the move forward is where new owners blow it. Move 3. Honor the leases, like actually. The leases you inherit bind you exactly as they bound the old owner. If the tenant has 4 months left at $2,100, that's the deal until it renews. Even if the market says $2,500, the lease includes the garage. The garage is theirs. Here's why this matters beyond the legal part. In a small building, your reputation is an amenity. A new owner who honors every line of the old deal earns something you can't buy. Tenants who tell you the truth about the building and on a building you just bought, the truth slowly leaks, and funky wiring is worth real money. One operator note from the property management training: your first maintenance response as the new owner is the audition, and a tenant reports something small in a week or 2. You handle it fast and visibly. The one repair sets the tone for the entire ownership. Cheap tuition, pay it happily. Quick pause here. This part is for the ones who are buyers who are watching who haven't closed yet. Everything I just described, the leases, the deposits, the ledger, you should be reading those before you buy, not after. That's half of the underwriting on a building. I'm Roger with Remax Accord here in Danville, a licensed agent trained in underwriting the building and the tenancy before you write an offer. And here's the other half of what I do. After I help you buy the building, I fill the empty units for a flat fee, never a percentage, with screened qualified tenants. Buyer consultation link down below. All right, let's get back to this. Move 4. Hold the rent for now. Here's the landmine, and it torches more takeovers than anything else. New owner closes, seems market is at 300 higher, and fires off an increased notice within 2 weeks maximum allowed. Every unit is sent this at once. Is this legal? California within state and local caps with proper written notice, and some buildings in this county fall underneath rules that limit both size and reason. Smart? Almost never. Best case, you keep everyone and they now see you as a person who squeezes them before fixing anything. Worst case, 3 units turn over the same month and roughly $80 a day in an empty unit. Your raise costs you more than you earn in years. Get the building stable first, learn the tenants, fix what's broken, and when it's time to increase, you'll be fine. So here's a quick recap. Letter in 1 week. Leases, deposit, and ledger verified in 2 weeks. Honor every inherited lease like you signed it. And keep your hands off the rent until the building trusts you. Now, the question for buyers still watching. The building you're about to submit an offer on, do you actually know what the leases, deposits, and payment history say? Or are you buying the seller's summary? That question is worth thousands, and it's exactly what we check in a buyer consult before you commit. Link is down below, or call. And once you close, remember, I fill your vacancy for a flat fee, never a percentage. What you really need to know next is how to screen a brand new tenant with a unit that does open up. So watch the screening video on your screen right now. That's it for today. If this has been helpful, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.